I just feel like it's really inappropriate for you to be reading that kind of stuff when we're just about to go live.
I feel like it needs to
You
have
have
a
an
theme
obsession.
song. Like
Cat
pigs in
plots.
space.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Like
I was
how
gonna
they-
do more of like a cat plots in space. They're cat plots in space.
This is what our friends buy her for Christmas.
I don't see the problem. Anyway, I would show you guys some of them, but I feel like, you know, right up at the top of the show would be a bad time to go into that. But anyway, what is happening, everybody? It's Sunday Live Haul. What?
We've missed you.
We have.
Hope everybody has had a fantastic Christmas and Hanukkah, or anything else you may celebrate.
It's actually pronounced Hanukkah.
I'm sorry, I have to work on my pronunciation, apparently.
Oh, I got my throat cleared there.
Yeah, I hope everybody had an awesome holiday. Holiday.
Oh, well, okay. You're taking it a little far.
Well, you know.
Well, it's everything's been like so off kilter because especially when you have a holiday right in the middle of the week, it's like I think for us because we, you know, when you're a reseller, especially if you're a full-time reseller and you don't do like a regular 9-to-5 job, you kind of know what day it is based on what days you have to ship.
Yep.
You know?
What days you have to ship based on what days we do our YouTube shows, based on specific days that we source and do certain things in our routine.
Yeah.
And now the routine is all thrown off.
Yeah. Well, you're pretty saucy and sassy today. Are you replacing me in 2020?
I might.
So rude. Anyway, yeah, so Christmas was like right in the middle of the week. So it's like just everything's been thrown off. Plus we were gone last weekend and we didn't do the show on Wednesday because we weren't going to do like a, hey guys, you better boss up and list on Christmas Day. Guys, even I didn't work on Christmas. Can you believe it?
We didn't. Neither one of us worked for an entire, at least a 24-hour period. I think it was closer to 36 hours. We did not one lick of work. We napped a lot.
Well, and
there were several naps.
Usually we work on the weekends, and like last weekend we went to, we were in Palm Springs, and yes, we were doing some thrifting, but we weren't working. So, I mean, we took that weekend off basically. I mean, going thrifting is not really like, to us, it doesn't feel like work. That's like the super fun
it's
part.
fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. We watched movies. We watched cheesy Christmas movies on the Disney Plus channel, which somebody ended up renting finally. And I'm not into the whole Star Wars thing, so I didn't see the point. But I liked watching Dumbo.
There's lots of stuff.
And I liked the Disney movie Noelle. That was really cute.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, so, you know, everything's been kind of off. And then today we had to like continue to mess with you guys and make our show an hour earlier. Our friend Rachel is turning the big 50 today. And so her birthday party, now when you get old, you have your birthday early on a Sunday. And so her party starts at 3 o'clock, right? It's 3 o'clock. So we decided, since our show generally goes about an hour and a half, when we're running at a good clip, we can keep it down to 90 minutes. And so that's going to give us just enough time if we start now to be able to basically hop in the car right after the show
to wrap it up
and go to the party, which is going to be super fun.
So anyway, I hope everybody had a nice holiday. If you guys want to start a little bit of a chat while we start the show and talk about maybe your favorite gifts that you gave or received for the holidays, that would be nice. But anyway, we had a really good weekend. I think my daughter came to visit very quickly. It was too short, but I was so glad that she was able to come. She moved back to Rhode Island, where we're from, back to last December, the week before Katy had her accident, actually. She moved back to Rhode Island and she came to visit us then. And of course, I've been back to Rhode Island to visit her since. We both have, actually. And so I hadn't seen her since May, and she popped over for a whirlwind 40-hour visit.
Yeah.
And then flew up to Portland to meet friends, and she's going to California. So she's doing the little West Coast tour to visit her friends, and thankfully Mom counted for a little bit. Yeah. So we had a good time.
So Nate has just let us know that Elizabeth turned 50 on December 24th.
Well, happy birthday,
that's
Elizabeth.
Pretty exciting. Yeah, that's some big birthdays. My dad actually just turned 70 on the 22nd. So that's when I'm like, man, my dad's already 70 years old. It's crazy. My mom's a few years behind him. But anyway, happy birthday to Elizabeth. So we had, because I think it's a good thing that we went out of town last weekend, because otherwise you wouldn't have a whole lot of stuff to show. or we would have had to like go out and try to find some stuff for you. But you pretty much loaded the car up. I think I had 2 tiny little bags of stuff from the weekend, but you loaded the car up because we went to like an estate sale.
I love me some California sourcing, I have to say. It is plentiful, and the places that I generally go are cheap. You know, Vegas, don't get me wrong, obviously Katie and I find there's a lot here, but sometimes it feels like the prices have started to get high, like a lot of people complain about in other parts of the country. Prices are high. We do not have a lot of great estate sales. Estate sales are not very plentiful here, and the ones that we have are very high priced. So when you find a good one, we talk about it, obviously, when we make it to a good one. But it's not as plentiful as it is back east or in California. We went to an estate sale, second week, third day of an estate sale in California that we happened to be going through, and scored some great stuff.
Some really cool stuff.
And you know, just even went to Salvation Army. We went to a couple of thrift stores that Sandra had taken us around to. We went to dinner at a fantastic restaurant.
So good. Now we have to go all the way back just to go eat there.
We do, seriously.
So good.
So we had a great time.
Yeah.
And it was nice to get to hang out with Sandra a little bit more and meet Rebecca. And she's adorable, by the way. Anyway, we just had a great time.
We did. And then we got back, had the holidays. And then I was able to make it into yesterday's fits on Thursday to go through and basically do my bulk buy for the weekend. I found some really, really cool stuff. And then because Vic's daughter was in town, they had needed the card, so they dropped me off. So I was stuck there for a little bit longer. And so I like kept looking. And so I already had like a pile for next week to pick up. But yesterday I was like all ready to do my photos and everything. I prepped all my stuff. That was like my Saturday was going to be photo day. And then Jesse from yesterday's fits got in touch with me, and he was like, hey, he basically was like, hey, I'm going to start doing reseller boxes. If you want to come look through all the stuff that I have pulled through the boxes, I can guarantee you haven't seen most of the stuff. You might want to come and look through it before I make boxes to, you know, because see if there's anything that you want. And so I was like, well, what if I actually come and I will sort everything for you and make the boxes. And then I will, you know, promote them on the show, blah, blah, blah. So basically I ended up like dropping everything yesterday. I went for like over 3 hours. You saw the video I put up yesterday. I sorted through everything, came up with a system of how to do it. We had 12 boxes. I honestly thought I was being super optimistic when I said to Vikki, I was like, wouldn't it be cool if these all sold like within 24 hours? So I put up the video. I did a post in the boss group, and there were 12 boxes, and they were literally gone in less than 10 minutes of me sharing the link. I think the link was live in his store, in the Yesterday's Fit store, for like 15 minutes before they all sold out. Like I saw a couple people,
and they all sold to our people because he
didn't share it with anybody.
Yeah, first of all, he didn't share it, and his followers, while they're a larger number than ours, they're not resellers, they're buyers. So they would want to buy individual.
Yeah, but they didn't even know about it, because basically what happened is I put up the video, I posted in the Boss Facebook group, and I saw like a couple of people commented like, oh, I got mine. And so I was like, oh, that's cool. We've already sold 2 of them. And then all of a sudden I got a message from Jesse. He's like, yeah, 11 of 12 are gone. And I'm like, are you serious? I go, did you share the link with anybody? He's like, no, not at all. Those are all from you. And then like 2 seconds later, he was like, yep, all gone. So I kind of felt bad, because there were a lot of people who like didn't see, like they didn't even see the post. Like Teresa got one because she bought it before the video was even over, but other people waited to watch the video, which was like 8 minutes long, and then went to go.
And they were gone.
And they were already gone. So here's the deal, guys. Jesse already wants to do more. Go watch the video I put up yesterday, so you can just kind of see like kind of the process or whatever. But they were all, I sorted through everything. I picked everything that went in the boxes. Every box had like a good blend. And a few boxes had like some.
They were all curated by Katy.
Yes, curated by me. Reseller boxes. We're going to do more. Basically, I'm going to go on Tuesday. So in 2 days, I'm going to go back. He already has like a ton of stuff, because he already had like a bunch of more back stock. And I'm going to go back on Tuesday. I'm going to do the same thing again, get a bunch of boxes, and then they're going to go live on Wednesday. And this time I'm going to, we're going to work out like a time it's going to happen on Wednesday, so people can have a heads up ahead of time and know like whatever it is. I don't know, whatever o'clock, you'll know this many boxes are going to go live. So you'll know ahead of time to be able to actually go, and then it's, you know, first come, first serve. But I did feel bad at people who like saw the post like a half an hour later were just kind of out of luck.
So yeah, so there'll be more on Wednesday, and the plan is to do this not every single week, because I don't think that he can sustain that kind of volume for every single week to do that many.
Yeah.
But definitely, and this is not the stuff that's already been picked through, by the way, at the sales that were done. That stuff's already done and gone. He sold that by the bag and had a blowout sale on that stuff after for pennies. Yeah. That's not what's in these boxes. This is stuff that had not been gone through previously.
Some stuff
Katy had gone through.
Stuff I hadn't gone through previously, because some of the stuff was stuff that they'd had for sale at one point in their store, stuff that had never gone up for sale. I mean, he just gets so much stuff in, and I went through everything, and I actually pulled probably about a quarter to a third of it and told him, like, these items aren't good enough to go in boxes, because I was doing it all from the perspective of, if I paid for a box and I got it, I don't want any piece in there to be like, oh, why did I get this?
Yeah.
So there's a mixture, a blend of kind of values, and I separated them all out to make sure every box got that blend. So check it out and pay attention on Wednesday's show. What I'm hoping to do is that on Wednesday's show at 11, on Wednesday, obviously, I will have a time for you guys and a link. And so basically, like, the idea would be, like, at this time in the afternoon or whatever, this link will be back in stock, basically, on their website.
Mm-hmm.
So watch for the show on Wednesday.
Maybe it'll be 10 boxes. Maybe it'll be 15.
I don't know how many. And then, or if you're in the bots group, I'll also post it there. But basically, keep an eye out Wednesday, which is New Year's Day. So we're going to start the year off with a bang. New Year's Day, there will be more reseller boxes. They come with 10 pieces in them. Again, go back and watch the video I put up yesterday, because it basically explains what the deal is. 10 pieces in them with a blend.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, all right. That's my spiel. Hey, it's only like 10 after. That's pretty good. Anyway, for those of you who did pick one up, please, if you're on social media anywhere, please do a post or something. Give us your reaction. Show us what you got. We would love to see it.
Do a little unboxing video if you want to. That'd be awesome.
Picture, tag us.
Boss group,
whatever.
Put it on YouTube, whatever. We want to know.
Instagram, whatever. All right, so let's get to the show. No, we didn't do a show last week.
And Grandma Cheap asked, can we pre-order? No, we are not going to be able to do pre-orders. It's going to be first come, first serve, just like last time. But we're going to give you advance warning as to when the link's going to go up. Last time, nobody had advance warning. We had no idea they'd go that fast.
I honestly thought, like, and Vikki can vouch for this. I honestly am one of the most overly optimistic people ever. I'll be like, this is going to happen. And Vikki will be like, I don't know about that. So I thought I was being overly optimistic, saying 24 hours. And I had no idea it was going to be 10 minutes. So anyway, we didn't do the show last week, but so we missed.
And last week we had some darn good numbers.
I know, right? Let's just tell them. Last week our numbers were crazy. We sold like $10,000 worth of stuff.
No, but it was like 4.
Yeah, we did pretty good the week before. Okay, so the show goes into 3 parts. We're gonna break down our numbers for the last week, which is ending yesterday. Break down our real numbers. Then we go into showing some highlights of our sales. I drew from the last 2 weeks, just because I had some really cool sales the week before that I didn't get to share. I know at least one of yours is from the week before.
I pulled one from the week before.
Yeah, but so we're going to show some sales highlights. But as always, the links to our stores, eBay, Etsy, are down below. So at any time you can see.
And I know, since I get messages from a bunch of you guys, that a bunch of you guys stalk my ass. I don't know about Katy, but I know that you stalk me. And that's okay. That's why we share this stuff. I get messages like, did you sell that already? Or, oh my God, I saw that just sold. And so I know you people are looking.
Yeah. And okay, so Allison wants to know, did the bonus boxes have 10 plus the bonus piece? No, this time all the boxes had 10 pieces. The 3 special boxes, those particular pieces were ones that could pay for the whole box. I think for the next one, we might rethink that and have those be an extra, so you have to get 11 pieces. But that was kind of the idea, is that 1 piece in the box would pay for the whole box. Anyway, so, and then the last part of the show is we go through the haul and the highlights of the cool stuff that we picked up that we're gonna be.
And all of my haul items are from, except for one, are from California from last weekend.
Ooh, California, highfalutin.
Because I didn't source this week. I sourced last weekend. I didn't source it all this week. I went with my daughter to go to Savers one day because we went shopping and she wanted to look for a couple of things for work and she doesn't care if they were secondhand. So we went there one day. But I think I brought home 2 things for resale, but they're not in the pile.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and share the screen. We're going to start with my numbers because, as per usual, Victoria outsold me this last week. I'm got a regular routine of getting stuff
Listing.
listed, and yeah,
Working.
I just feel like there's so many days that I just did sell similar and just like
I think I listed maybe 20 new items in the last 10 days. It's been a little rough.
Yeah. So I'm just ready to get back on board with getting stuff done. Okay, so here's my numbers for this last week ending yesterday. I had 21 orders going out for eBay, 9 for Etsy for a total of 30. My eBay gross sales, yuck. They especially dropped towards the end of the week, but $1,085.40. I had, what day was it? Friday, I believe, was a 0 day for me. And then Saturday was almost a 0. It's halfway into the day, it was 0. And then I sent out a bunch of offers, and I was able to bring in like 5 or 6 sales, but none of them were anything that much. It was like $30 here, $40 there. So, but yeah, Friday was like 0 on both platforms. Okay, so Etsy, $670.44. And my total gross, $1,755.84. So my shipping was a little lower than normal because of lower sales, obviously, $148.83.
Well, only 30 items. Actually, 1,700 is not bad.
No, it's decent. It's just, I mean,
for the week after Christmas,
true,
including Christmas, I should
say.
So.
So promotion fees, 2 platforms, $87.33. And there's my final value fees, total costs there. Cost of goods, about $205. So my total net sales after costs, $1,124.09. So, okay. But I mean, like, there's the week of Christmas and everything. So it pretty much just grinds to a halt like the day before Christmas. And it's always like a couple of days.
2 days before Christmas, my sales went.
Yeah.
But then they started to pick up again.
Yeah.
So today it's slow again.
Average sale price, gross $58.53. So as you guys know, I always try to keep it above 50. So that makes me happy. My net average sale price, $37.47. That's all right. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So my week is okay. And then we'll look at Vikki's, which is way better.
I have found that sales get better after New Year's Day. So January has always been a really strong month for me. And into February as well. And then February it drops off a little bit, but January is generally really good. And I think it's because people, once they take down the Christmas stuff and put all the decorations away and they clean up their house and they do all the returns and look to see what they have left, that's when they start to do shopping for themselves or for their house or whatever.
True. Things are still all out of whack right now.
Like, I'm keeping my Christmas stuff up for a while. We have our friend Victoria from California, who's not in the chat today, coming to visit with her husband for a couple of days. And I'm going to keep all the Christmas up until she comes to visit.
Look at our average sale prices.
Am I looking at? Oh, wow.
They're like, seriously, like both
almost
58
identical.
And change and both 37 and change. So that's pretty cool. All right, go ahead.
So my sales dropped a lot this last week. They were doing really well, and I was pretty strong. I've still had a strong 30-day total, somewhere around 13 or 14,000 for the last 30 days between the 2 platforms, which is 3 platforms, I should say, which has been fantastic. So 35 eBay orders, 8 Etsy, but it was Etsy and Mercari. So I think 5 were Etsy and 3 were Mercari, for a total of 43 orders. 2,046 and change on eBay.
That's not too shabby.
Not bad. That's where I like to stay, around 2,000 a week on eBay or more. 477 on between Etsy and Mercari for a total of 2,523. So it's a decent week. Between 2,000 and 2,500 for me is a goal. Like, that's where I want to be consistently 52 weeks out of the year. So $312 in shipping. $51.45 in promotion fees, like promoted listing fees and promotion fees that I pay on Etsy as well. $295 final value fees on eBay, $42.93 on Etsy. Etsy and Mercari are about the same, so they're kind of lumped together as far as fees go, for a total of just over $700 in costs. My cost of goods, $217, which is on the lower side. Usually I'm around 10% of my gross sales. So total net $1,605, which is good. Got a few returns coming in. Yeah, Allison just said I'm experiencing more returns than usual. So my total net $1,600, $58 and change gross ASP, which is good. 37 net, which is okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, yeah, I wanted to put that up on the screen. So Allison, you don't say if you experienced that as well last year. I remember that you definitely had a lot of returns. I mean, it's pretty typical.
It's pretty normal for the first 4 to 6 weeks right after Christmas. And some of them will even start to come in a couple of days before Christmas for people that give gifts before the holidays. It is pretty normal.
just sucks.
You know, people talk about if you sell used items, you don't have a big Q4 surge. That's not true because 99% of what I sell is used. So a lot of my stuff is purchased as gifts. But I've always had a lot of returns.
Yeah.
I think I've gotten 7 in the last 5 or 6 days. I've gotten 7 return requests. I haven't gotten any back yet. 7 return requests, and 6 of the 7 filed false INADs. One of them actually shows it doesn't fit like a normal person, and you know, I'm okay with that.
Nate says returns means you are selling. Nate, we don't want to hear your logic, okay? Yeah. It happens. You just gotta kind of go.
So
with
Angie says just got going with Posh this month and have almost 900 items up, and sales have been great. So hopefully
crazy.
That's awesome. Hopefully, Angie, you are using a cross-listing tool, whether it is List Perfectly, which we prefer, or something. You must be.
I mean, I would hope so. It's just
to get 900 up, you must be using some kind of a tool, which is awesome.
Well, she's a robot. I don't know.
Yeah,
that could be. It's
very possible. She might have hired 10 people.
Or she's a robot.
Okay.
Jeez. Come on. Anyway, yeah, Jed says so far every return I've had has resold within a day or 2 of relisting it. That's the thing. Usually, usually you can resell it either for the same price or for higher to make up for the costs of shipping and bringing it back.
Exactly.
But yeah, Angie says, yep, List Perfectly. So there you go. And by the way, guys, if you want to check out List Perfectly, we do have a referral link down below.
If you have not checked out List Perfectly yet, let me know. Let me know what you think. I think it's a great program. There are a couple of others that are that claim to be something similar. They do not have 6 platforms, and they don't do the same thing. They do not transport all of the information. You have to do a lot more tweaking.
Yeah.
So
I think the biggest thing, I keep saying this, the biggest thing to me is transferring over the photos.
Well, it's your photos, your title, your size, your price point, your weight, all of that stuff transfers depending on what level you get. But even with the lowest level, your title and your description and all of your photos get transferred over, and that's 99% of the listing process.
Because when I first started with Etsy and I was cross-posting old eBay items to Etsy, the most time-consuming part of that was downloading all the photos and then uploading them back up, because it's not like I had the photos just sitting on my computer, so I had to download them from each eBay listing and then upload them over to Etsy.
Yeah, so Angie, I have the $79 package, and if you cross-posted all of your items quickly using that tool, and then went down to the $29 as far as the maintenance package, or using it for maintenance, if you're not looking to hold your templates and all that kind of stuff, that's a great way to do it.
Yeah.
So a couple more quick
questions about how you deal with
them. So here's the thing. There is really no way to deal with them. You suck it up and take it, and that's it.
And you make sure that you report it. There is a way now through the help.
Yes. Okay. Yes, you can report it, but it doesn't do a darn thing, really. Here's the thing. If a customer claims that an item is not as described or is defective in some way, you have no choice but to accept the return, period. You have to accept the return. You have to pay return shipping on it. Once you receive the item back, you can choose to give if you offer 30-day returns, they don't have to be free returns, but if you offer 30-day returns, you are then able to deduct a portion of the return item amount to the customer. Say if they purchase something new and they return it used, or the tags are missing, you can deduct a certain amount and give them a partial refund.
Yeah.
But you have to be careful when you do that, and don't do it every time, because it needs to be valid.
Yeah.
So use your judgment with that. The other thing that you can do is you can appeal it after you've already given your refund. You can appeal it, report the transaction for it being a false INAD, describe why. eBay will review it, and if you're lucky, you'll get up to $6 back toward your return shipping cost. That's it. It still stands as an item not as described. It still stands in your service metrics. They will not remove it in your service metrics. There is no way to remove an item not as described, false item not as described in your service metrics. And that's it.
Yeah. So hopefully that's going to change. But I still say, I mean, the only way you're going to get that $6 is if you report it. But in my opinion, it's still important that you report it, even though it's not necessarily going to help you a whole heck of a lot. They claimed in the last update that they are tracking this now, and buyers who excessively, and who knows what that means, but overly use false INADs that they have issues with, eventually could lose their accounts. And hopefully they're taking the same measures as they would with a seller, gets their account removed. They're going after their IP addresses, and really like, so they just need to know the full extent of like how often it's happening, and the only way it's going to happen is if you're reporting it.
Exactly. So, all right, so we've got to move on, and we're going to go over some of our solds highlights. All but one of mine are from the last week. Katy has put a couple different ones in there just to see how it looks.
All right, so
we're going to share the screen.
Here we go. You're up.
Okay, so I did probably show these on a haul video a few weeks ago. I knew that I was going to accept an offer on these. I did accept an offer for $120. The buyers paid $20 shipping, and they are going to Arizona, so they'll actually cost a little bit less than $20.
Oh yeah.
Could I have cleaned those up and shined that off? Absolutely. Did I? No. They sold exactly as they came in. I paid $15 for them. Between 12 and 15. I think I paid 15 and then had a coupon there at Savers.
Yeah.
So they sold pretty quickly.
That's so crazy. That's awesome. All right. First one for me. So this is one of the I've gotten a few Grateful Dead t-shirts from yesterday's fits, and this is one of them. Just kind of a cool skeleton banjo player t-shirt. And I think I had it listed for what, maybe a week and a half. I don't know. But I sold this last week for $140. The price you see there, $139.99. Somebody bought it for me in New York, and I'm sure it was a Christmas gift because they paid the additional $23 to have it express mailed to them, which isn't really overnight, but it's like one day. It's supposed to be one day shipping or whatever. But anyway, so they paid $140 plus that $23, which is pretty awesome. So it saved me, even the first class money that it would have cost to ship it with free shipping. So not too bad of a sale.
Not bad. So this I actually had for quite a while. This is one of those antique items that actually takes a while to sell. So sometimes antique products do sit for a while. This one I've had for well over a year. I paid $10 at a garage sale for it though, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. I've had it folded neatly into a box.
Just god awful.
The same box that the customer actually had it in, the person had it in their home. So it's sold for the price that you see there. It is free shipping, but it will cost me about $15 to ship it. It's heavy. It is a true antique. It's well over 100 years old. It's probably late 1800s. So it's probably a good 120 years old at this point.
So they liked ugly things back then too, huh?
Yeah, and it's mohair. It's heavy. It's scratchy.
I don't understand this pattern. Like, what is happening here? It's really weird. I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you. I didn't design it.
Yeah, you did. All right. Next up is this awesome sweatshirt. It's a Super Bowl sweatshirt that I bought from yesterday's fits. And this was one that, I couldn't list it on Etsy because they don't allow you to use the word Redskins. So any Washington Redskins things cannot be listed on Etsy. So I only listed on eBay, and it still sold within just a couple of days, maybe two days, maybe. But it's just a really cool all over print. And this one actually had some staining on it. And this is where the magic of those Clorox bleach pens comes in. Because there was like some staining, like, I don't know if they'd spilled something down the front of it, but I washed it and it was still stained. And then I used those bleach pens and it totally came out. Because it's just like a really cool design of a sweatshirt. You can see it's all over the front and the back.
It's like an all over graffiti print.
Yeah, it's a really cool sweatshirt, really cool design. But anyway, it sold for the price that you see there, $97.99, and I was just glad that it sold so quickly, because like I said, I could only have it on the one platform, so I was glad to have it out the door so quickly. I believe I paid $20 for it.
Yeah, I think you paid up a little bit for that one.
All right, next one for you.
So I can't remember if I showed this in the last haul or not. I may have, just because it's one of those things that clearly it is not the brand name that sold these. These are vintage. I think they're St. John's Bay, which is that JCPenney house brand. Super, inexpensive to begin with, and it's not a collectible brand. It was the product that sold. So this product sold for the price that you see here. It sold for $69.97. They fit in a padded flat rate mailer.
Wow.
I already received positive feedback, and they sold within about 4 days of listing. I paid $4 for them, maybe.
That's awesome.
It's all about what you're selling. It had nothing to do with the brand in this case. I knew that is a style that a lot of people really like, and I will buy vintage overalls in any style, and I'll buy vintage jumpers like this in any style.
There was a pair, a tiny, tiny pair, like an infant-sized pair of Guess vintage denim overalls that was in the pile of stuff to go in the boxes, but I set it aside because I thought nobody's going to want infant size Guess overall shorts. Would you have one of those?
I would have wanted them if they were Oshkosh. Those sell for a mint.
Not the Guess. Okay, good to know, because you did just say that you any style, any kind, so you lied.
Not infants. Yes.
So you're a liar. Good to know.
Good tip, Better Barbie. If you have a store and you have not used your shipping supply coupon, get on there and use it. It does go away on the 31st.
I need to make sure I do mine. All right, this Jurassic Park T-shirt. I just got this last week at yesterday's Fits. I actually shopped this right off the store. The last couple, now that they're finally out of the old space, now my routine is I go in and I actually shop the store itself. And look for stuff that I want, and Jesse works out great deals for me, and this was one of them. I love this movie, and I hadn't seen this particular T-shirt with the lightning bolts all over it. Just an awesome T-shirt in great condition, vintage 90s, and there's the obviously Jurassic Park is a great movie from the 90s, but also the whole lightning bolt thing is very popular 90s and popular right now. So I just thought it was really cool. And this was actually picked up. This was bought for $97.99, and it was actually picked up by a regular buyer of mine, who I think is actually might even be watching the show right now. I don't know, but he's got great taste in vintage clothing, and he picked up this T-shirt, snatched it right up because he loves him some Jurassic Park, because who doesn't, guys? Who doesn't? Anyway, just a very cool T-shirt. And I was glad to see that go to somebody who was going to really appreciate it. All right, next one for you.
So this is not like a super huge sale, but I wanted to bring to attention, I know a lot of people know to pick up vintage hot curlers and things like that. Some of them have great value and some of them have very little value. This one was, it looks like it has hair there on the bottom. I swear to you, that's not hair. That's not hair. I went in there and cleaned this. It's like hair imprints that are still there. I would never ship it with hair in it. It's an imprint of hair because it was pretty gross when I got it. I'm not going to lie. But I paid $2 for this, and some sets sell for more. You should be looking up curler sets. Go buy solds and sort high to low and look at what things sell for, and that's how you're going to tell what in a category is going to sell. Not every single item is worth picking up. Some of them they'll sit forever, and some don't sell at all, and some sell for $20 free shipping, and then they cost $10 to ship. So it's not worth picking up. But things like this, I paid $2 at Savers for these. They sold for $59.96 plus shipping. And those fit in a medium flat rate box, actually, which I don't use very often, but they were going East Coast, so it was appropriate for that. And, they didn't even have the pins. They didn't even have the pins or the clips.
What? That's crazy talk. How are you going to do your hair without the pins?
You can buy the pins very cheaply, you weirdo.
All right, next one for me is this record, Cokie the Clown. This is kind of a NoFX spinoff. They had a Cokie the Clown song, and then they created a whole album with this character, Cokie the Clown. If any of you guys are into punk music, NoFX, Fat Mike. Anyway, this album came out this last year, and they did, there's some real rabid NoFX fans out there, and this particular one was the alternate cover as well as one of the colored records, because they had black ones and yellow and I think red. Anyway,
I think you got yellow and red, didn't you?
I got yellow for the alternate cover. I got red for the regular cover. But this was the one that was the most valuable. But I did sell this one. My sale's not going right now on this. But I did actually sell this for $150. And I sent it out. And then the guy was like, how do I know this is yellow? It doesn't have a sticker on it. Well, none of them had a sticker on it. And then he kept going back and forth with me, and he was like, nothing here indicates this. It's got this number on it. And then I finally was like, okay, one of the three that I had picked up, I forgot, but I had opened it. So I had to send him pictures and show him, see, it's a yellow record. It is yellow. And then he still was like, not sure, and was asking if he could return it. And I'm like, listen, I bought three. When they filled the order, they would have grabbed them from the same stack. I got the yellow one. There's nothing I can do to guarantee it to you, but if you return it and you buy it from somebody else, you're going to have the exact same problem. If you're never going to open it, there's no sticker on it. Sorry, dude. Luckily, he did not open a return. So hopefully he has finally, satisfied.
If he opens a return and he opened the item, I would not give him his money back.
Well, I mean, if he opens it, it'll be yellow, and then he'll want to keep it. If he sends it back and it's opened and yellow, then I'm still going to have to cut it in half because he opened it. But regardless, Crisis averted, I guess. I don't know what to tell the guy, but they in no way did they mark on the outside that it was a different color. So I didn't really know how to help him out, but I think I was finally able to convince him that it was fine. But yeah, so I paid like $40 for this, and it came with a T-shirt, but I didn't sell it with the T-shirt. I just sold the record itself for $150.
You actually wore the T-shirt yesterday.
No, I did not. That's a T-shirt that I thrifted. The actual T-shirt that came with this has this cover on it. All right, go ahead.
Too much. So this is a sign of one of those pain in the ass things to ship.
Sorry.
Katy actually found this for me one time when she was out thrifting. I didn't pay anything for it. I think she paid $2 for it. It had a wooden frame that had the glass was all broken when she brought it home. So we had to get all the glass out of it. And because the glass had broken, it had scratched the poster in a few places. The poster was permanently affixed to a foam core backing. So even though we took it out of the frame, there was no way to roll it. It had to be shipped flat. So because of that, it is a pain in the neck to ship. It had to go FedEx. It is too large to ship USPS in any way, shape, or form because it's a huge poster. And even though it lays flat, the dimensions exceeded that allowed by the post office. The post office is getting harder and harder to ship large items. You guys need to be really aware of that when you're putting your measurements in or when you're sourcing things to thrift. You're going to be looking at FedEx and UPS a lot more this year than I think that we ever have been. Especially if you live on either coast and you're shipping to the opposite side of the country.
It's funny though, because when you were shipping this out, you're like, I really need to be thinking about having to ship these things when I get them. And I'm like, okay, but would you still get this because you sold it for over $100 and paid nothing for it? And you were like, yeah.
Well, it ended up costing $35 to ship. It did go, it did go to the East Coast. It went to the Berkshires, actually, in Massachusetts, so another ski area. So it cost me $35 to ship it via FedEx. I had charged $20, which is fine. And I made, still have made over $100 on something I didn't pay anything for.
But yes, definitely you need to
just keep it in mind. Keep in mind what your profit margins are when you're sourcing large items. It isn't what it was a year ago. Dimensional pricing has really, really dampened those of us that live on either coast and have to want to sell large items.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. I don't know if you remember this jacket. I don't know if you remember this sweet jacket. I picked this up at Buffalo Exchange, maybe a couple of months ago, at least, probably a couple months ago. Not too crazy long ago, towards the end of when I last was there, which has been a while. And they actually had this out for like, it was less than 30. If I remember right, it was like maybe $24, something like that. It was like mid-20s. And I remember being like, oh, this is super cool. I love this. And so I listed it. I think I found one other that had been sold ever that I could find. And so I listed it high, and it took a little while, but I sold it for the price that you see there, $210. And it did go international, so that was even better. So I did not have to pay for shipping. And so just a really, really cool sale. And
it was a good sale.
Man, yeah, that's the thing, guys. When you pay up, you can still make some really good money, even going to places like Buffalo Exchange. If you have one in your area, if they have some really cool stuff like this. So anyway, I was excited about that sale.
It is not a Karate Kid jacket. That would be Cobra Kai, but close.
No.
So I talked about this on the show a little bit. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw that I did post this. This is one of those things. Once I got it home and was able to look at it in better light, I did source this from yesterday's fits. Once I got it home and looked at it in better light, I was like, oh, I'm not so sure.
This was in the piles and piles of stuff we went to when we went to their old space, and like they had no lights, and so we couldn't.
Their lights were it was really dark. So I believe I paid $15 for this, and I remember getting it home and thinking, yeah, I'm not so sure. It's not the fraying of the sweatshirt and the fading, because I think that makes it look really cool. It was the trashed looking. There's lots of stains on it. There's paint. It's frayed. It's holey. I still believe in your ability to sell this. Anyway, I sold it. I took an offer and sold it for $75. It actually sold to a designer that is in LA. That's awesome. And because the address was somewhere in Beverly Hills, I always Google names when I think the names are weird, right? And her name sounded very, it's a female designer. The name sounded weird. So Sasha Borax is who it sold to. If you wanted to do a little search, she is a makeup and costume, something or other. Anyway, sold for $75, and I was thrilled.
Yeah. And you really didn't have it up for that long. I mean, maybe a month, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you need, Candace says they need a Christmas decor video from us. Well, we did post a lot of pictures on Instagram. Yeah. I think we can probably do a quick little video. Maybe we'll put it on Instagram. Maybe we'll put it up on Instagram. I know several people have asked us to do that, so we might do that.
All right, next one for me. I'm going over to Etsy here. So this is just, I think, a really cute little Pepsi Balloon Crew sweatshirt. I don't know exactly what this is actually from. I don't know if it was from like some sort of event, hot air balloon event. I don't know. But this is just a really cool sweatshirt, 80s sweatshirt. And I actually bought 2 of them. There was like, they came, it was this one and a large, I believe. So this one's the small and the other one's a large. And I actually bought them on eBay. And I paid $34 for 2 of them. So basically I paid $17 a piece. Mm-hmm. So I didn't make a huge amount of money on this. However, I sold this to somebody who bought 3 items all at once. And they actually paid more for the other. One of the other items that they bought, I actually did put in this haul as well. So overall, I made quite a bit of money on this particular sale. But let's look and see what it did sell for. And we're at $47.99. But actually, it was on sale. Sorry, I was saying that like that was the amount. It was actually $43.19 because it was 10% off. So $17 into $43.19, not crazy good. But like I said, this person bought it in a bundle. And the next thing I show was a huge return on investment. Another thing that I sourced from eBay. But let's go back to you and your next piece.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. Look at this. Look at that.
So I showed this in our haul video a couple of weeks ago. I had paid, I believe I had gotten this down to $10. I purchased these on the last day of the second week of the estate sale that we hit 3 days in a row. I paid $10 for this. I sold it on Mercari. I sold it for what you see there, $122. Buyer paid shipping.
Nice.
I always charge shipping on Mercari because a lot of customers do, so they expect it. And I had a lot of interest in this right away, so I knew it was going to sell.
Very cool. I like
you can't really see his face. Sorry, but
poor little Yosemite Sam.
Really, it's hard to. I had to grab a screenshot to show you guys because it's hard to show the Mercari sales using links.
Yeah. All right. So this is the other. So there were 3 things this person had bought. One was the Pepsi sweatshirt. The other one was
I like this sweatshirt.
I believe it was a Steelers sweatshirt. So this is another item that I got off of eBay, and it's got some condition issues. And it's kind of like when I got it, I didn't realize it was like so like the sizing was all because it's definitely like an oversized kind of cropped sweatshirt, but it's just super cool. It's a super.
That's why I pictured a woman wearing this more than a man. Like that whole.
Well, it was a woman that bought it, so you're probably correct. So it's just a really cool international gymnastics kind of Olympic sweatshirt.
I picture it being like an oversized baggy look on a certain chick.
Yep. And it had like a couple of spots on it. You can see close-up pictures of like the different spots on it. But anyway, I bought this off of eBay and I literally paid $12.50 for this item.
You're good at sourcing on eBay. I get bored looking through everybody's crap.
I don't do it all the time. But every once in a while, I'll just be like, oh, I'm going to go check it out. I'll buy 3 or 4 things. All right. So I paid $12.50. And let's see what
these are the people that don't know what they have.
$140, but it was on sale. So they paid $126. So, so basically just those 2 items, I bought them. I think I bought them like with around the same time period. So between those 2 items, I paid less than $30 and I made $170, turned 30 into $170. So yeah, definitely a good flip. There's always stuff that you can find.
Mercari, I have to do, Katy does a little sourcing on Mercari. I could source. I need to probably do a little bit more of that just because I know I can get stuff real cheap because there are so many, here's the thing, there are many people that don't have the knowledge that we have and they don't know what they're listing, so they don't know what to ask for it. That's part of it. The other part of it is a lot of people are really, truly just looking for a super fast flip and it's not a business for them. So, if they paid $5, they're happy to sell it for 20 in a couple of days. Even if it's worth 100, they don't want to wait 5 months to sell it for 100. And, my business model is that I'm okay with waiting that 5 months. When you have your inventory stacked high enough, you don't necessarily need to turn things over quite as quickly as long as you are constantly turning things over. The things that I'm selling may be 6 months old, but I constantly have things that are coming up on that 6 months that are still selling. Well, does that make sense?
And I also think that a lot of people don't realize that condition, like look at that Ferrari sweatshirt. And then I bought this. I mean, they priced it probably because of the condition, and they priced it super low because not everybody is on the same page as far as like something that's stained or trashed or whatever. And really there's some people who that's a selling point for them.
Yeah, see, Jen, I only sell hard goods on Mercari, and I don't sell a ton. To be fair, I've been on Mercari since October. So I've been on Mercari for 3 months, and I've had about $1,200 in sales. For me, I'm okay with that. That's an extra platform that I put almost little to no effort in. So I'm okay with an extra few $100s a month. But I also don't comp anything. I don't even know how to search comps on Mercari. I don't even look.
Yeah.
So I price it the same way across all platforms. But Mercari, I don't really put things on sale. I'll promote every once in a while, but that's only 10%, I think, or 5%.
All right, next one up for you.
This was a sale on Etsy. So this was something I had picked up for $5 or $6 at a Savers. I think I've had it listed a month, maybe.
Yeah, not that long.
It was another thing that I've talked about with people. Don't underestimate prices. I knew this would sell, and I knew it would sell for a really good price. I had several people try to beat me up on price on eBay for it, and they were very adamant, you're not going to sell it for this, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know, I stick to my guns on pricing.
Yeah.
And I knew why, because I knew it would sell, and it wasn't listed very long.
Yep. And let's see what it sold for.
Plus shipping.
Plus shipping. Nice.
Customer paid $12.95 for shipping, and it shipped to California, so it only cost me about $9 to ship it.
That is awesome. Very, very cool. All right, next one for me. Hey guys, remember this one?
Yes.
So this was a
handmade
reindeer Christmas sweater hoodie jacket thing. Not quite a cardigan, but kind of a hoodie, but it's, you know, hand knit, so it didn't have any labels inside it. It was really well made, and just really cool pattern on it. And yeah, I ended up selling it, and it actually went international as well. I've been getting a lot of international orders on Etsy. Actually, this weekend I've only had 3 different orders on Etsy, and all 3 of them are international, so it's kind of cool. But yeah, this one ended up going international. And
I sell a lot international on Etsy. It's a higher percentage than even on eBay.
Yep. And it was on sale, so I sold it for $135 plus shipping. It went to, I don't remember where it went, but it went somewhere in Europe.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to yell at you, by the way. Kane Foster wants some help on pricing on a jacket. Okay. And Katy never accepts anybody on Facebook. So
I didn't see any messages, so I don't know.
You may not have seen the message anyway. Okay. So yeah, he wants some help with some pricing on that.
All right, cool. Yeah,
shoot her a message. She'll look in her other folder.
Yeah, so $135 is what I got for this hoodie sweater thing. I love it, but this just goes to show, guys, that it doesn't, even if it doesn't have a label. Vikki definitely helped me with kind of trying to identify like when it might have been made based on the construction of it. I'm not as good with this kind of stuff when it's not a t-shirt or sweatshirt. But based on the construction, being able to tell like kind of the time period it came from,
and the plastic zipper and all that kind of stuff.
It's really just the style of it, the look of it, and it sold for good money, and it didn't have a label. So
I want to answer a question there on Mercari. Katy doesn't sell on Mercari. I do. I use the prepaid labels. I put in the dimensions and information, and I generally pick whichever one is the cheapest, because I'll use USPS or FedEx. And I have the customer pay for the shipping, but I use their discount because their pricing is still better than the pricing that I'm going to get. And that way, if the customer pays it, you just print the label out at home, slap it on. It's so easy.
Yep. All right. Next one for you.
So this one actually, this is the last one for me. This one actually sold last week, not this past week, but it sold within 12 hours.
So crazy.
I did show this in a haul. I did show it in the haul video. The last haul video we did. I listed it. It sold within 12 hours, and I listed it knowing it was probably going to go on sale at some point. I listed it real high, like I do everything, and it just set the highest price for it ever being sold.
What?
I had paid $2 for it. No, $4 for it. I apologize. I paid $4 for it. It sold for $169.95.
That is crazy.
Buyer paid shipping, received it, left fantastic feedback, and loved it.
Yeah, that's just absolutely nuts. All right, so my last item is the Super Bowl 25 Cliff Angle sweater. Talking about sweaters here, guys. I love these Cliff Angle sweaters. I really do. I've talked about this with you guys before. People underprice them. Now, sometimes they do take some time to sell. So, you know, if you want to price it lower to move stuff faster, then fine. That's up to, you know, it's everybody's model, however they want to do it. I don't mind waiting a little longer. I've had this one for a little while, but it's just a really cool Super Bowl sweater. And I got to tell you, I was kind of surprised myself at how much it sold for. I'm not going to lie. This one sold for, now it was on sale, so it ended up after the discount being $157.49.
Wow.
$157.49. I'm not even entirely
sure. We surprise ourselves sometimes.
Well, I'm not even entirely, like, this is what I would have priced like an actual team one at. So I'm not entirely, like, I probably, if I list this now, I might have listed even a little bit lower, but good thing I didn't, because I sold it for
damn, Gina,
$160. But yeah, so that's my showstopper. Well, that's my show segwayer.
Your show segwayer.
I'm pretty happy with that. All right. Let me take the screen share off. Anyway, that's where we're at. I was pretty excited about that. That one was from last week, because I'm telling you, all my really, I don't feel like I've had any like crazy sales this week. I mean, I've sold stuff, but nothing crazy. Last week, all the good stuff was going on, but probably because of Christmas and whatnot.
Yeah, last minute Christmas gifts. I had quite a few of those. Thankfully, I didn't have any jerks. I didn't have anybody that was adamant about me rushing something to the post office or trying to do overnight, because I don't really offer it as an option. People can always ask, though, and I have been asked in the past, and I'll take past and I will do it. But I was shipping multiple times a day the last week or 10 days, because I wanted to make sure if somebody bought something from me, I was going to do everything in my power to make sure they got it on time, especially if it was a gift. So
yeah, last Saturday was the only day I shipped on a Saturday this whole year.
Yeah, Dana wants to know, have you slept with your blankie yet?
My blanket,
it's right here.
It's actually right here, Dana. Here,
it's her lap blanket.
It's my lap blanket. It's really soft, and I use it, so I have it behind my chair, and then if I get too cold, I can nab it.
Are you caught it?
I'm all caught up. It was caught up on my little thing over there.
On the wheel?
No, not the wheel. Anyway. This is my blanket that Dana got for me for Christmas. I don't know if I can't see. It's the Evil Dead. It's like a replica of the VHS box, but it's like the VHS, like the rental box. So it's got like
it's pretty cool.
I love this up here where it's got the sticker, the horror sticker on it. It's like all messed up, like, you know how they were on when you go get a rental. But yes, I have it. I'm gonna put it on right now. I'm gonna wrap it around me for a minute.
Because what's funny, it's always freezing. So
this is funny. I didn't even realize that it's like I've got my Evil Dead 2 T-shirt, and I've got my Evil Dead blankie. Anyway, love it. Anyway, so we've got about 30 minutes to bust
I wanted to quickly,
haul. Yes.
I wanted to quickly mention before we bust through the haul quickly, those of you that sent us cards or little gifts, if we did not mention you individually, just know that we absolutely appreciate it. We were sent a lot of little nuggets. I know Crystal from Rosie's Closet sent us this nice little Christmas card with a great picture of her son and some little Christmas ornaments. And Sandra gave me some Christmas ornaments for when we met up with her and gave you a gift too. I can't remember.
That will be revealed later.
Oh yes. Okay. Sorry. Maybe on a Wednesday show. I don't know if we're gonna have time today, but
no, it'll be revealed later. Not today.
All right.
It's not prepared yet.
Freaking weirdo.
It's an accessory that's not ready to be used.
Anyway, so I just wanted to say thank you if you sent us something. We absolutely appreciate it. I don't want you to feel like we take any of that for granted. We love that you guys watch our show and that you feel connected enough to us to want to send us a gift, and it's very much appreciated. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Let's get into the haul here.
What you got? Haul it on out.
So I'm going to start with some hard goods because I know you guys have been waiting. And one of the things I'm going to start with is just one of these simple things that you should keep an eye out for. Picked this up in Victorville in California at Salvation Army. I paid $3. This is just a vintage boxed set from the 70s. Laura Ingalls Wilder, Little House on the Prairie. As a matter of fact, I have one of these in my collection that was mine when I was a little girl. This will sell for $50 or $60.
I had those books. We didn't have the box that they come in, but I think we had the same books. They look the same.
And eBay reseller asked, have I tried rolling my shipping cost into the price? Yeah, I do that on a lot of things, a lot of platforms. I don't mind doing it on Mercari. Yeah. I don't sell anything on Mercari that there are multiples of that just anybody can sell, because I sell a lot of vintage and collectible. If somebody wants my item, they're going to pay the shipping. And so that's how I feel.
Yeah.
So that's a really cool book set to look at. It comes in blue and it comes in yellow. So mine that I have is in blue.
The one I had when I was a kid was yellow. You almost hit yourself in the face.
I know. I've got some board games to show. None of them are. One of the three is like a really, really collectible one. The other two I just wanted to show. I paid $2 a piece. We were with Sandra. It was the first thing that I saw when I walked into one of the thrift stores, and I paid $2 a piece. So that's what's kind of cool. So this is new, like all the stuff inside is still in plastic. It's just a Monopoly Red Sox. Because it's new, this one will sell for about $40 or so. So $2 into $40. No problem there. And this is another one from the same year. This is also from 2004. Collector's Edition Monopoly. Also new, all the things in plastic. This will sell for the same, about $40 or so. Used, they sell for like $25. You know, nothing you're gonna set the world on fire with, but $2 into $40.
But just you wait.
This one is one that I love, and this is a bolo. This is kind of like that Titanic game. Keep an eye out for this. So Sports Illustrated had a line of board games. There's baseball, and I think there's also football. This is from 1972. If this is the one that you have, or this is the one that you find, and it has all of the items in it, it does not need to be new. Like, this box is beat up. This will sell for about $150. Crazy. I haven't listed it yet because I haven't taken photos, and I also haven't gone through to see what's in here and what's complete and what's not. But people that like these type of statistics games for sports games, they sell them. They are like rabid collectors of them, and they sell them quite a bit. Like Catico is another brand I think I've shown before. So, there's that. Next. I actually did pay up a little bit for this one. I paid a whole $7 at Salvation Army. This was another Mr. Christmas, but it's the Mr. Christmas. I don't know. It's like a little organ playing thingamahoosit. This one sells for like $75. So keep an eye out for Mr. Christmas stuff. It all sells, and it generally sells pretty well. They do still make it, and they do still sell it at places like Dillard's and stuff like that. But even brand new, it sells. It's very expensive. So this is vintage. This is from '96. I haven't tested it yet, but it should still sell for about $80. And Allison, damn Gina.
Whoa. That was unnecessary.
Your turn?
It's my turn? All right, cool. All right, so I'm going to start with a couple of jackets. So most of the stuff I have is from yesterday's fits. This is not a starter jacket, but it's very similar to a starter jacket. This is actually, the brand is Felco. And I know this is definitely at least 80s, maybe 70s. I'm not entirely sure, but 70s or 80s, most likely early 80s. This is just a satin bomber jacket, Dodgers. I sold a starter version of this from the 80s in October for $225, which, by the way, that was another one of those items that I got messages from people on eBay that were like telling me there's no way I was going to sell it for as much as I wanted. And then I sold it on Etsy for $225.
I totally think Glockenspiel thingamajiggy is absolutely the technical term for that. And Barry, we've missed you too.
Barry, what's up? Anyway, so this jacket, I paid $40 for it. I think that in looking at comps of like the Felco brand jackets and stuff like that, I mean, I saw one that sold within the last year for like $130 on eBay. That's just on eBay, and I always like to go a little higher. So I still think I could sell this one for a couple of $100. So I think it was, it's in really good condition. I think that paying $40 for it was fair. Okay. Now I saw this jacket last week when I went into yesterday's fits. I was upstairs, I saw it, and I was like, oh, I want that jacket. And I saw that they had just put tags on it and priced it, so they must have just gotten it in. With this really awesome UNLV dead stock, new with tags, vintage, like windbreaker jacket. And look at it, it's just so cool. It's just so cool, like the way that it's designed. And you can see like these little it looks like polka dots, and they actually say UNLV all around in a circle. Just a really, really cool jacket, right? And so I was like, oh, I want to get this. And Jesse was like, well, I actually have the whole suit. And I was like, what? And I'm like, you guys know how I feel about pants. But the one time I break my rule about no pants is when it's a really cool, not all tracksuits, but if I think it's an especially cool one, then I will make myself have to take pictures and list it. So anyway, so I got the track pants to go with it. And Jesse also told me that he has more in various sizes. What? And so I'm going to see how this one goes when I list it, and see about what But, and one of the other things is, so I was looking at it because this jacket is a size small, and it's actually it's a vintage, so it's, I don't know. I don't think it's sorry, not vintage. It's windbreaker, and sometimes the way that they're made, they're a little bit bigger. It doesn't look like a small necessarily. It looks more like a medium.
No,
but
I think it's meant to be baggy. It's a 90s thing.
Right.
So.
However, so this is a size small. And so then I looked at this and I'm like, oh, these pants are size medium. I better talk to Jesse and switch these out. But then I looked at them and I'm like, I don't think I want a small of these because these are freaking tiny. Like, look at that. That's a medium. And I'm like, I'm thinking that there's nobody that's going to be wanting this jacket and want any pants that are any smaller than these already are.
Yeah. So did you still sell it as a set?
So I'm going to sell it as a set, and I'll disclose the sizing thing, but I can't imagine having anything smaller than these pants. So I think these will actually go really well together. Vikki just whispered to me, speed it
up. Listen, we can't go past 2:30 today.
I know.
Do you want to do the show or not?
We've got some time.
You're a babbler.
Okay. I'll try to go. Let me bust through a couple sweatshirts here. This is a really cool Raiders sweatshirt that I got, which I was excited about because it's like this really interesting, sort of like an all-over print, but it's like a weird, like flames. I don't even
know.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, right?
That looks like every tribal band tattoo that every douche in the 90s got around their arm.
No, that does not look like it. That is not 90s tribal. Do we need to show with the tattoo I have on my back? That's 90s tribal. Terrible 90s tribal. This is not that same thing. Anyway, really cool sweatshirt that I got. I think I paid like.
And listen, I have plenty of friends that did it. I'm not making. I'm making fun now, but it was the thing to do. Everybody did it.
But that's nothing like that. Anyway, and then I got this amazing Wizard of Oz MGM Grand sweatshirt. Remember when I had that Wizard of Oz jacket a few weeks back? So this is from when the MGM Grand first opened. And it was all Wizard of Oz themed. This was just a really cool sweatshirt. I love like the whole glowing Oz back behind it. This is 1989 World Series sweatshirt. I sold a similar one, not this exact same one, but a similar one to this on Etsy for like $150 earlier this year. I don't necessarily think I'll sell this one for $150, but this is just a really awesome baseball sweatshirt from 1989.
What do you think you'll sell it for?
That one, oh, at least 100. Maybe 150. I don't know. I might start out at 150.
We can talk about numbers. You were skipping saying what you're going to sell stuff for.
I'm trying to speed up, and now I'm getting yelled
at. It doesn't mean just talk faster. It means just say less so you can get through it faster.
Anyway, all of those items, the sweatshirts and stuff like that, like the Wizard of Oz one, I'll probably try to sell for like 70. The baseball one, I'll probably list it for 150 and like hope to get at least 100. And the Raiders one, probably 70 as well, because it's a really cool all over print, not douchey tribal, with flamage all over it. Okay. So yeah, all right. Go ahead.
So I do have a couple of clothing items to show, and then I have a couple of hard goods. So I'll do this in one thing, and then I have just one more thing to close out after. But okay, so I picked this up at Angel View thrift store. I did pay $10 for this one, but this is a Alberto Macaulay. So it's a nicer designer brand, and it's just a really pretty sweater with it says acrylic, but it also feels like it has some lamb's wool, and then it's got a little bit of a fur trim on it. I think I can get $50 for it.
Real quick, DuPage Pick Air Earthquake World Series 1989. Yes, that would be the same year. That would be the sweatshirt that I have. Good.
This is a really nice fleece that I picked up. The brand is Tulchan, Tulchan. I'm not super familiar with the brand, but I paid $8 for this, and it just has a really nice print on it. It's like a heavy like fleece jacket, and it has this like sweater, sort of Southwestish kind of Fair Isle Southwest combo pattern across the shoulders and the chest. So I think, again, this is another one I think I should get about $50 for it.
Very cool.
This is the one thing I sourced this week in Vegas. Katie actually found these. Although, to be fair, I absolutely would have grabbed these had I found them. I didn't see them first. But this is my little retail arbitrage. Paid $25 for these, and this is a Kappa, Kappa, Kappa and Disney collaboration that was done last year. The stuff is sold out everywhere. Nothing like these are available. I only was able to get one pair. I would have bought them all if I'd found more.
I found 2 pairs.
She kept one and bribed Jesse with it. But anyway, let me see if I can find the brand to show. Oh, it's right here, Kappa. And these are a great size. So they're 3XL. And they're the kind that snap down the side. They're the track pants that snap down the side, which is what Kappa is. It's probably their most popular style of pants. And when you think of it, Kappa, think of this is the style right here. We've got the 2 girls, like, you know, like mud flap girls. I'm probably going to sell these for like $150.
Allison, shut your mouth. You shut your mouth, Allison.
So 2 bags I want to show that I picked up. I paid $5 for this. This is a brand new. The brand is the Timbuktu. I've talked about this brand before. Timbuktu backpack. They're super well made, and then it was probably made for a conference or some type of giveaway with the brand Lamar on it. I've sold it before with brand names on it. People don't care. It was embroidered, I'm sure, for some kind of, I don't even know what, some conference or convention or something, of some kind of giveaway. But this should sell for about $75.
I just would like to say real quick, I just realized, Allison, that you were insulting Vicki's jacket, not mine. I apologize for lashing out at you like that in anger. I take it back. You're right. It really was douchey tribal pattern on that jacket. You are correct. So sorry.
So I picked up this handbag for $4 at a thrift in California. It's just this really nice leather embroidered kind of hippie looking satchel with braided cap. It has absolutely no wear on it. It's actually in great condition. But what's good about it is the brand. The brand is Isabella Fiore. And Isabella Fiore is a high-end leather brand. And this will probably sell, it doesn't look used, but I'm going to list it as used. I can probably sell this for about $60. It's a great one.
You're actually supposed to pronounce it Isabella Fiore. That's what you have to say.
Okay.
A fancy way of saying it.
So I'm going to show one more hard good item, which is kind of, it has been on my grail for probably 10 years. I have found one other back on the East Coast, and I sold it very quickly. And this is the first time I found one. I found it at the estate sale that we went to. Again, it was the second day of the estate sale in California. And this was on full display in the front room, fully lit. So I know it works. It's a little bit messy, so I've got to do some cleaning before I list it and ship it. But whoa, if you know what it is, you know what it is.
All right, let's give them. Did you already say what it was?
Nope. Okay,
let's give them like a minute to see if anybody can identify what this is called. I know I wouldn't know because I don't know anything about this kind of stuff. But it's super, super cool.
That price tag that you see there, I paid $50. Not 50.
No,
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say you paid less than that.
I paid 35. Sorry.
Yeah.
I paid 35.
So a bunch of people are saying, okay, I think Thrifty Kitty might be the first one to get the full. People were saying oil lamp, but then Thrifty Kitty said oil rain lamp.
Right. It's a rain oil lamp. It does work. It is in perfect condition. And I can sell that easily for $250 to $300 plus shipping.
Very, very cool.
And they're hard to find.
Yeah. Allison's trying to apologize for insulting your jacket. She's trying to blame it on the NyQuil because she's sick again.
Yes, the Kappa pants are a Mickey Disney collaboration. It's not the NyQuil.
Yeah. There you go. Anyway, okay, so I got a little stack of T-shirts, and you said you still have some clothes.
Yep.
So I'll go through half of these. We still have 20 minutes, about 20 minutes. All right, so this is an amazing shirt.
Nate says I found one of those at the bins in Vegas. Nate, that would have been
what?
That's a good find.
So this is an amazing shirt. Now, downside is, if you can tell, it's super. It is a size small, but it's a real small T-shirt. But this is an amazing all over print X-Men T-shirt, all over print Marvel T-shirt, and it's just super, super cool. It does have like some little, like when they did the printing on the shirt, it's got some little bits of the ink that like kind of, it's not really, I don't know what you would call that, because it's not really stained, it's not bleed, and you can't bleach that out because it's the ink on the printing. But anyway, super cool shirt. I'm hoping I can sell it for like 100. It might take a while just because it's so freaking tiny. But this stuff is like so hot right now. Like I don't know if you guys have seen like the Silver Surfer one. Oh my God, that one goes for like hundreds of dollars.
Oh my God, it goes for hundreds of dollars.
Shut your hole! So rude. But
very angry.
But with this size, I'm still hoping I can get at least $100. I haven't done any like real research on it, so we will see. But I love it. Next up is this awesome Independence Day vintage T-shirt. It's a promo T-shirt from when that movie came out. It is made in the USA. It's got the it says 1996 on it. I just hit myself in the face.
Good. That's your karma.
Yeah. Now this T-shirt is very faded. It does have like the super fade going on the armpits. Let me tell you, I scrubbed them. I washed them. It's just like bleached out, faded from someone's sweaty armpits. But it's got a really nice fade on it other than the armpit issue. At the same time, this T-shirt still, I think I could sell it for like $100. Because of the subject matter, the movie.
Gross. Gross armpits.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, amazing sci-fi movie T-shirt. I'm saving that one for a little bit. Now this next one, this is actually one I did pick up over the weekend when we were in California. And this one, it's an animal T-shirt, which I love. But right now, everyone's talking about Australia with the fires going on there. It's been just crazy how long they've been burning and how many fires are burning. And I just read an article that they think an estimated around like 500 million animals have died already in these fires. It's just really, really sad. And if you've seen like the video of like the koala bear,
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I know. So people,
I cried for hours. I don't want to talk about it.
So this shirt, it's a vintage 90s T-shirt, but it's obviously very topical. It's got koalas on it, but it says Australian wildlife, made in Australia. It's a cool shirt. And of course I picked it up because I like the animal stuff, but especially with the Australia right now. But this one, I mean, I should be able to sell it for minimum $50.
Does the armpit sweat add weight for shipping purposes? Well, it's been clean.
I washed them.
She's washed it and scrubbed it, so the sweat.
I washed it twice.
It's just the pale stains are still there.
It's like I can't do anything about it.
And listen, not a single person better be using the word pit in their listings. Armpit or pit.
I'm gonna put in a condition thing. I'm gonna say sorry about the pit stains. Anyway, I think that Dana will appreciate this. Wisconsin Badgers all over print T-shirt. Very, very cool. Pick this up. This is another Yesterday's Fits T-shirt. It's really cool. This is one they actually had just gotten in and put out. So I don't even have to wait for necessarily stuff to have been around for a while. They're happy to work with me if I find something that I think is really cool. I think I paid like $15 for this one. Just like a hair in my eye. Probably pink. It's probably pink.
Probably.
Anyway, but amazing T-shirt. I think with this Oliver print, I'll probably price it at either 50 or 70, maybe 70 just to start. We'll see.
That right, Grandma Cheap Cheap. That was some strong deodorant, right? At least they were wearing deodorant. I think that's what bleached out the stains.
All right, I'll show you one more, and then I'll give it back to Vikki, and then I have one more little stack to go through real quick, to run through real quick. But this, I've had this shirt before and sold it. There's actually a number of them available. Like it's not super uncommon, but I should still be able to sell it for like $50. This is Dick Tracy when it first came out, which I believe was in the late 80s. The movie when it came out, and this was a promo. No, it was 80s. I'm almost positive, maybe. But this was like a promo T-shirt because it says like I was there first. So people who went to opening night, just a really cool another movie T-shirt. Why don't you go ahead? Quit looking at your phone.
All right.
It's your turn.
So just some basics that I picked up. I picked this up for $5.99 in California. This is just a really nice linen blazer from Eileen Fisher. It's got this really nice Nehru collar on it, and it's kind of an open front blazer or tunic blazer. I think I can get about $75 for it.
Ooh la la.
This is the stuff that, again, this is honestly, I had stopped buying men's blazers a long time ago, men's blazers and men's suit coats a long time ago, just because they were so, they sit for so long if you don't know what you're buying. And because I'm not a man and I don't wear the clothing, it's not like a fashion thing that I necessarily know exactly what is, I guess, most fashionable in a men's blazer or sport coat now. I can tell when something looks good on someone, but I don't really know if it's wide lapel, skinny lapel, double-breasted, single-breasted, 2-button, 3-button. I don't know. So I've learned the majority of this from watching Rick Dorn. So Rick, I will thank you for this because now I have a lot of blazers and now I've got to figure out how to sell them. If only my photos were as good as yours, then they might sell faster. But this one thrift store we went into, they had all of these high-end men's suits and blazers at $2 a piece. So honestly, like I couldn't not buy them, right? So certain names I do know are worth selling, and one of them is this. This is Hickey Freeman. Hickey Freeman is
Hickey Freeman. That's inappropriate.
And this is just a really nice blue small check blazer. It is a 3-button blazer and no working surgeon cuffs, as he calls them. So I think I can get $75 to $100 for that.
Nice.
This one was my favorite one that I found. This is just a vintage cashmere blend blazer with 2 buttons. But what is nice about it is for $2, I didn't need to know to pick this one up from someone else. Vintage Balenciaga.
Oh, Balenciaga.
Made in France. I think I can get $150 for this one. I paid $2.
Crazy.
This is another one. This is a cashmere blend, and this is a really nice, a lot of them you can tell just by feeling, right? So this one is just again, not super high end, but I'm going to figure out which, I can talk to Rick, figure out which line of Brooks Brothers is worth the most, but this is 100% cashmere Brooks Brothers blazer, $2. I mean, come on. You can't
Brooks Brothers blazers.
You can't not buy Brooks Brothers for $2, right? That's double vented in the back. That's a really nice one. So I think I can get $100 to $150 for that one. No, they're all men's. None of them are women's. And then this I picked up. I think I paid $2 for this. This was at an estate sale where I got the rain lamp. I got a bunch of stuff there. This was beat to heck. Ask Katy. It was filthy, filthy, filthy. This house was a hoarder house. So I was picking through stuff and walked out like this, like taking me somewhere to wash my hands. I couldn't even touch anything in the car. I wouldn't open my bag. I wouldn't touch my phone.
Pretty sure I have hepatitis there.
Yeah. So I threw everything in the wash on hot with like 2 or 3 pod packets to wash everything when it came home. And this was one of the things I picked up. I paid like $2 or $3. Super awesome. Just a vintage. I think this is just a patch, this Cobra patch on the front with the stripe. It's that faux shearling. The sleeves are a little bit roached out, but it's clean now. And then the back has this whatever, Solar View Farms, just this kind of cool embroidery. So I think, I don't know, I'm thinking I'm going to ask for around 100 on it, and I think I can get close to that. So, yeah.
Everybody said, hot jacket. They're loving it. Thrifty Katy can't get enough of it. It's hot.
And that's it. That's all I got.
All right. I've got a few t-shirts left, guys. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly, but wait till the very last one.
It's what Greg says. It's the Shelby Cobra, not the Cobra Mustang. It's a Shelby Cobra. Thank you. I needed that refresher. I knew what it was, but it wasn't for forefront on my head, in my mind. Whatever. I don't know.
Anyway, I've got some cool t-shirts to show, and the very last one is the coolest. Okay, the very last one I'm going to show you. So let me go through these ones really quick. This is just a cool 80s Coors Light silver bullet t-shirt, fancy. This one, now I haven't done like research on a lot of this stuff, but this one is a Nickelodeon Family Double Dare live tour 1994 t-shirt. So like I didn't look this up, but I mean I think it's safe to say that there's going to be some people who are super nostalgic about this and will be all over wanting to buy this t-shirt. So I'll probably, I mean, again, I don't know, are there a ton of them available, but I would probably price this at $50 to $70. So we'll see, probably 70 to start, and we'll see what happens. Best offer. Here's another one, super topical. I know everybody's all talking about Baby Yoda, but just Star Wars in general is hot right now, and Yoda. And this is a really cool vintage.
He's not as cute as
you shut your mouth.
He's still cute.
This is a vintage 90s Yoda t-shirt. Now there's a lot of Star Trek. I almost said Star Trek. There's a lot of Star Wars stuff out there. Tons of t-shirts. You know, they do lots of marketing, and they have for years and decades. So there's lots of it out there. But this particular one, if you look it up, it's got some really good comps, has sold before for up to like $75. So I will probably list it for maybe 100 with how popular the stuff is right now, how hot it is right now, and maybe go down as low as 75. But I think I can do that. Last week I had a cool Highlander T-shirt, and yet again, I got myself another Highlander T-shirt. This is, I don't remember what this actor's name is, because it's not, what's his name? Duncan, or it's not Christopher Lambert, but just a cool kind of wraparound print, made in the USA, vintage 90s.
Dana says your Italian accent sucks.
Whatever, it's amazing. Rude. This is a new with tags, dead stock, MGM Grand. This is Agassi and Connors. So it's a 1994.
I bet this glows in the dark.
Yeah, I'll have to look up like what that event actually was, but it was 1994. I don't know if it was like an expo thing or if it was like an actual
he lives
like
here,
legit
obviously.
match. Well, I get that, but this was a tennis event, so I don't know if it was like just like come see him.
In fact, Robin and I ran into him and Steffi Graf at the Lady Gaga concert.
So I need to look up and see like what this event actually was, if it was like an actual match or if it was like a showcase match or something like that. But and then I have another MGM Grand Wizard of Oz t-shirt, which is super awesome.
I love that shirt.
It's all gold, and it's a really nice.
If that was on a
size.
sweatshirt, I think I probably would have kept it.
This I will put up probably for 100. And then, as we all know, Vikki loves her some California Raisins, and I do as well. This is a great 1980s California Raisins t-shirt. I love look at how crazy thick this collar is, or wide. It's like an extra wide collar. This is an 80s California Raisins.
You should get 50, 60 bucks for that. Definitely on Don't Price It Lower for Etsy.
Yeah, if you look at comps,
everyone I sold on Etsy for.
If you look at comps of California Raisins, it's another one of those things. They sell so low all the time, but you can price up and actually get that. All right, look at that. I got a couple minutes now to focus on this t-shirt. This t-shirt is super awesome. This came in while I was in the store, while I was at yesterday's Fits. There were a couple of t-shirts that came in. I passed on the other one because obviously I had to pay up some for these, but I went ahead and I picked this one up because I really felt it was so cool and pretty unique. And of course I did look it up to see, because it's kind of weird, and you'll see why in a second, because I was like, is this like it's like a legit t-shirt? But it definitely is, and there are plenty of comps to look up, but not much listed currently. This is a Metallica t-shirt. Now it says Metallica Cats. I don't really know the story behind this. I know from all the ones that I could see that I was able to find listed, this is like an 80s shirt. I was able to find in Worth Point. There was one in particular where the guy said, I bought this myself in 87, 88 in somewhere in California. I don't remember exactly where it was he got it, but he had like a whole story behind it. And all the ones that I've seen listed have said like 87, 88 around that time. But it says Metallica, and it's got like all the different, those are all the different, like, what are those, the album
Those
covers
are albums
and stuff
that were out at the time that this came out.
And you look on the back, and it's got those, and it says Garage Days Revisited, and it's got the cool, I guess those are the Metallica. And this T-shirt actually is in fantastic condition. There is a hole in the front of it.
It's really
but it's
nice
a cool
and soft.
hole. It's actually like,
the hole's in a cool spot.
It's yeah. It's
it
like,
almost looks like the kinds that you put on in there on purpose now.
Yeah. So this shirt is definitely from the 80s. This is one of the things I want to show you guys, like why you can't always follow like a set rule for stitching, because this T-shirt, I don't know if you can see that on the bottom, it's double stitched. The sleeves are single stitch, and you'll see this where it's kind of like, I've seen 80s T-shirts where it's double stitched on the sleeves and on the bottom, but this is definitely an 80s T-shirt. And here's the tag, this Omega tag. It's just a really cool shirt. So the only one I've been able to find that's currently available on eBay is a long sleeve version. The front, you can see the back is like all worn off, and they have a price for like, wasn't it like $750?
I thought it was $1,500.
No, it was like $750.
Stupid number on it, but yeah, Garage Days was 87, 88,
Yeah.
something like that. But yeah.
So somebody has it listed, this long sleeve one that's doesn't look as cool as this one, for $750. I'm like, come on, that's crazy. So I will probably list this for like $350 and hope to get like $250. We'll see, and just kind of see what the action is on it. But it's like I said, it's not like there's a ton of these out there currently listed and available.
What'd you pay for it?
I paid $50 for it. So I paid $50.
It's a nice one.
But like I said, I was there when the guy brought
on mine.
Yeah, I was there when the guy brought this in, and so I've had a few Metallica pieces in the time that I've been selling, and those never sit around. Because I think Metallica is still currently beloved, whereas some of the pieces that we have, other pieces we have, are like old hair bands. They're just not as wide a demand for them, so they might take longer.
She's being very careful to not insult my hair bands.
Sorry. Anyway, this was just a really awesome piece that I got this week, and I was super excited to get a chance to pick it up. So this will be getting listed this week for show. All right, guys. So that's it. We gotta cut it. We gotta get out of here. 2:27. I gotta put my shoes on, put my hoodie on, and then we gotta hit the road.
You gotta find your other hoodie because your hoodie's in the washing machine right now.
Oh yeah, I thought I got
dry it.
Well, my other one's clean. It's in there, so that's okay. So again, I'm gonna put my shoes on and my
Bear
hoodie.
Kitty's got it. Metallica before they sold out. Metallica's best albums are pretty much represented on that shirt, in my opinion. I still like some of their stuff that was newer, but I think like Post Enter Sandman is kind of crap.
Yeah, meh. Let's not even get into talking about Napster days. The Napster days when Lars became the most obnoxious, annoying dude in the whole world. Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us a little earlier this week, and we will see you.
We missed you. I appreciate it. We had 200 people, little over 200 people watching at the height of the show, considering we showed up 2 hours early for you.
1 hour early.
Oh, yeah, 1 hour.
We do appreciate it. But listen, guys, we will be on at a regular time on Wednesday, which is going to be New Year's Day, Wednesday the 1st. And if you are interested in picking up one of those reseller boxes from yesterday's fits, we are going to be releasing another batch of them on Wednesday, and we will be announcing during that show what time, and we will be giving the link so that hopefully you can get a chance to try and get one of those. Also, if you're in the boss group, we'll be announcing it early there. And so if you are interested, just pay attention either in the boss group or on our show. And we will put that information out. So hopefully some of you guys who missed out this time, because for the love of all that's holy, how could I know they would all sell in less than 10 minutes? You guys are awesome.
Not a clue.
Yeah, seriously. So, but we love you, and let's get out of here, right?
Yeah. See you Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.